yesterday, and he's given a lot of time. And this association is basically Mehra. So this association of the Indian Association of Tour Operators is the apex body of inbound tour operators, basically, who are the active members, and they are known to bring in about 90% of the foreign exchange coming through tourism into India through organized tours or tourists. So there is an unorganized tourism sector, which is a substantial chunk, and there is an organized tourism sector, which is again a big number of tour operators with a membership of about 1800 to 1900, ever growing membership that Indian Association of Tour Operators has. Now, sir. So, Mr. Rajiv Mehra represents this association in his capacity as the president of the association. And as I told you, the 90% foreign exchange that comes to India through tourism is brought in by the members of Indian Association of Tour Operators, which has a stringent method of taking in members based on their foreign exchange earnings. So this is one point. Now, as we were discussing in our inaugural session, that UP has really done well in domestic tourism, thanks to the spiritual character of UP, plus the addition of numbers that naturally come into UP because of Comm. So if you remember, before the division of UP between UP and Uttarakhand, we used to have two Combs. So one used to be the Haridwar Kumbh, and the other used to be the Prayagraj Kumbh, or earlier Allahabad Kumbh. But now we are left with only one Kumbh. Similarly, there has been a substantial division of wildlife, ecology, and so many eco zones that have majorly gone into Uttarakhand after the division. But nevertheless, UP is now coming up in that sense in terms of developing new circuits, new eco-tourism sites, developing new tiger reserves as well. So we have got Ranipur Tiger Reserve, which is coming up very fast near Chitrakoot. And then we have recently opened new Corbett, which is Amangarh. We are naming it New Corbett. This is the other side of Corbett, which probably very few of us know, that Corbett, a part of Corbett, also falls in the state of Uttar Pradesh. So that is also an untouched virgin tiger reserve. But in all this, the point is, when we have these numbers, are we forgetting foreign tourist footfall that was being seen and that was being appreciated by the government earlier? Now, I have a few reasons for it to say about that, not criticizing the government, but we are talking in terms of factual points. So recently, the government of India has closed all its foreign offices, which is a big dent to the inbound tourism. So that is the reason why we have invited Mr. Rajiv Mehra to hear from the horse's mouth the feeling of the inbound tour operators. The business, mind you, the government is experiencing that the business has gone up, but for us as inbound tour operators, business has not yet begun after the fall in 2019. So this is our pain point, and this is the major worry that we as tour operators have. So I will pass on this mic for now to Mr. Rajiv Mehra to tell us about what the membership of IATO feels about the inbound tourism going down in India, and how is it coping with this kind of a harsh reality.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Prateek. Well, the point here is, which we also keep on crying with the government, including the Prime Minister's office, is that, and the government admits, that the inbound tourism has not, in the real sense, even crossed the 1920 levels. This is what Ministry of Commerce says. But Ministry of Tourism sometimes quote figures saying that it is much more than what it was in 1920, which is wrong, because I do not include tourists who having a foreign passport are coming into India. Now they are basically those NRIs having foreign passports. They are not tourists. And secondly, another category is Bangladesh. Bangladesh people are coming here for shopping. They come to Calcutta and do shopping, stay in some hotels. But the governments, at the other hand, I had a long discussion on this. They said, then what? They are tourists, they are staying in a hotel, they are paying the hotel, they are having meals, they are taking taxis and going out for shopping. Now, then I was told that actually the organized sector of tourism has somehow come down. You have to do much more for that. I said, okay, understood, but what are you doing? Because like I was at the ITB and the foreign tour operators were saying very clearly that business is not coming to them also. The clients are very much less coming to them also, because there is no visibility of India abroad. There is no road shows. There are no fam trips. There is no advertisement, whether print or electronic. There is nothing happening. So unless until these things happen, nothing happens. So I wrote to the Honorable Prime Minister also that it's a very wrong decision to close the offices. You must open them up. Transfer payment people from the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. Take some bright officers from the states also on deputation, send them abroad. Let them sit in the embassy and work under the ambassador there. Work in his office, but you have to have persons. Another thing which I even wrote to the Honorable Prime Minister was that when we are telling the embassies to do it, some of them, like I am in touch with about 70, 80 ambassadors or high commissioners of various Indian embassies and high commissions on various issues. Now what happens is, and I ask them, I normally now check with the ambassadors, sir, ma'am, what is the position like? Are you doing any follow-up? You have called 30, 40, 50 people to the embassy for dinner and cocktail, and you called me in the middle of the night to speak, fine. But then what happens? Have you spoken with anyone? Has anyone done anything? No. There is nothing. There is nothing which happens like this. So that is the reason. Today, basically, with MOT not doing anything, it's basically the state of UP, the state of MP, state of Goa, state of Rajasthan, state of Kerala. Some of them, I'm just naming few, who are doing their overseas promotions by taking stalls there in the travel marts. So they are basically today, fine, they are trying to promote their states, but in the bargain, the country is also being promoted. So name these 4, 5, 6 states who are spending money on taking stalls abroad in ITBs or WTMs and ATMs. They are trying to do it. Our people, we are at about 70% of what it was. We are there to get to the levels of 1920. But then we have 2, 3 things which are hurting us. China is still closed. There are no tourists coming from there. Majority people used to come from there. Then we have the Russia-Ukraine war. There is no one coming from Ukraine at all. Russia still is about 50% of what normally they used to come. And the latest was the Israel war. Totally tourist traffic from Israel was stopped. Air India was supposed to start their flights. And again, this problem with Iran has started. Again, they have cancelled, and again, One of our agents had about 6 groups booked. One of them only, who does only Israel. But that's all gone. So basically, the government has to do overseas promotions, which I am told will start soon. Because we had written to the government. Only 2 days back, I spoke with the Director General Tourism. She said, don't you worry, road shows will start. When they will start, I don't know, but she said they'll start. Fam trips need to be started, and the basic point is promotion, whether it is electronic or print, that needs to be started immediately. If we don't do it, nothing. I even wrote to the Honorable Prime Minister that it is fine you are asking every Indian settled abroad should send 5 persons to India. I said fine, he will talk with him. But unless until that person who has to come to India sees some advertisement somewhere or sees what it is, then he will say that what it is, why should we not go. Just to name states, whether it is UP or MP or Maharashtra, or they keep on doing road shows in Delhi or other places. Why? For what? Just to let people know that we exist. And sorry to say, I just wanted to say here, I've given a very good example to them, which all of you will agree also. It is in black and white, so that's why I'm saying it. It is that, well, I'm not affiliated to any political party. Everyone knows that BJP is going to come back. Everyone knows Mr. Modi will be back. Okay. Then the question is, why, whether it is the Honorable Prime Minister or the Honorable Home Minister or the BJP President, they are slogging till night, till 11:30, 12, doing road shows here, running around there. You know, people know that you will win. Why are you doing it? No. They want to do it because they want to tell people that we are here to serve you. So I wrote to the Prime Minister, I said, sir, you are doing it for your party. And you want tourism, you want to have to do this for the country. Unless until we make noise abroad, no one is going to come. You have to make noise abroad, then only it will happen. You want any support from our 1800 members, we are ready to do it. Anything you want, we are ready to do it. But then, unless until you make noise, nothing is going to happen. Whatever work is coming, that 70%, as I said, is all because of our members who are individually going and promoting our country without any help from anywhere. Thank you, Parikshit.
So what I gather from Mr. Mehra's point is, one is the, I hope it doesn't fall on us. So what I gather from Mr. Mehra's point is that there is a data analysis which has to be rectified, where we are seeing all incoming tourists as all incoming traffic as tourists, but probably they are not all tourists. So when NRIs, NREs, PIOs, they are coming in to our country, they may not be coming in for the purpose of tourism in terms of doing a high economic activity as a leisure tourist does. But we are including that count into our count. Similar is the condition if you see the data. The condition is that our data gets a kind of rise because of the number of tourists coming in from Bangladesh. Now, Bangladesh tourists are mostly coming in for their connections into India, with India, and for medical purposes. So there is a very focused and limited kind of reason why these people, these markets kind of are doing well, but we are somehow losing on our traditional markets, which used to be UK, US, Canada, and France, and all these were traditional markets where we are losing on to. Another point that what I gather and I want to sort of repeat is, like he spoke about consistency and continuity, which is very, very important. So we have a power table there with Ms. Isha Priya and Mr. Ravi Ranjan sitting, which would interest them, that there is a very thin difference between Gaurav and Ghamand. So, of course, we need to be proud that we are Indians. We have got everything. We have got sea, we have got mountains, hills, valleys, you name it, and we have. We have so many UNESCO monuments and all that. But उसमें कहीं घमंड के वजह से हम पीछे ना हो जाए. Marketing has to be consistent. So, very rightly put, like why do our politicians every 5 years go back to public, do the marketing of their party, of their being a candidate, though they are sure that they are coming back to power, at least for example now. So that consistency and continuity has to be maintained. One more point that I would like to kind of ask you and also tell the audience today is that again there is a difference between pilgrims and tourists, which probably our states or our central government is not able to differentiate. So for example, we have a marvelous festival like Mr. Avasthi was speaking about this morning about the Latmar Holi or that Laddu Phek Holi, or we have Deepotsav. Where do we take our tourists to? Where do we make them stay? From where do they watch the Holi of Barsana? From where do they watch the Deepotsav, which is happening in Ayodhya, for example? So you need to make some kind of tourist enclosures where these tourists can be taken and from a safe distance they can experience that kind of events and festivals that are taking shape. Way forward, associations like IATO or the federations like FICCI, with the help of IATO and our partners like ADTOI, are doing really a yeoman's job, and the support of the state government, Mr. Mehra, I repeat, that the support of the state government, the UP government basically, that is coming to us as stakeholders, just being people from the UP origin and belonging to UP is tremendous. The consistency and the continuity they have maintained in almost all the international shows, and they, even if the officers are not being able to go, they are sending these stakeholders to be the mouthpiece of the state government. What steps I would like to know from you is IATO taking to set the ball rolling and get the tourist traffic back to 2019 figures, which we have still not received in terms of inbound tourism basically. As IATO, as an association, what you are doing and what your members individually are doing for this purpose.
Thank you. Well, the basic thing is, as far as IATO is concerned, we are having a number of meetings with the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, that they should start all those kind of things like the MDA and all those things. This is what we can try. We have signed MOUs with some of the associations of some of the countries abroad, and are trying to do some kind of a promotion through them. As IATO, we are trying to revamp our website, and then we have in mind that once it's revamped, we will try and use that for promotion of getting business for the IATO members. That might take some time. I don't know how long it will take time. That will happen. But these are some of the steps which we are taking. Also, we have approached some of the state governments that at least some percentage of these table chair space which they are take in various travel marts should be kept for the IATO members pan-India. So let us see what happens on that also. I'm quite hopeful that that will move and something will happen on that. So this is what we are trying to do. And here, as I said, commendable for the state governments who are doing a lot of work to promote India besides their states.
So I think that explains that there is a lot of work going on in the space of the inbound tours into India and to re-attract and come back to the figures of 2019. So as I taking advantage of Ms. Isha Priya, who's the Special Secretary Tourism, a very quick input from you, that is the government of UP really focusing on, because our members, all the stakeholders will be very happy to listen from you as a government representative, that how is UP looking at the foreign tourists? Are we looking at bringing them back, coming back to the 2019 figures? So just an input from you.
Hi everyone. It's great to talk to you again. Basically, we see ourselves as the one which should be number one when it comes to international tourist footfall. As if now we are on the number 5th position in India with a 7.56% international tourist footfall. We see it in a way that we just don't need to increase the international tourist footfall. The length of stay of the tourist also needs to be increased. We see it as if he stays longer, he's going to spend more in this state, and the aim of the state, that is to develop a 1 trillion economy, shall be fulfilled. So definitely, if we want to become a 1 trillion economy, we look at the international tourist footfall, and we are very eager and very determined to increase it ASAP.
Very encouraging reply from Isha about bringing back the inbound tourism into UP, which used to be at some point also not number 1, but yes, number 2 and 3. And there was a fight with Tamil Nadu and many other states, but we want to leave them behind and again be number 1. So thank you, Mr. Mehra, for being on this session. Thank you, Isha, for giving the perspective of the government. And with this, we thank Mr. Mehra and end this session. Thank you very much.